Hey, how you doing? Come on in, sit for a spell. Let's talk about this lunar cycle that we are moving through. It is arguably the most important lunar cycle that we will be moving through this year because of what it sets in motion. So let's kind of look at some of these details. The main detail being that this moon came in at 13 degrees Leo. So the full moon that's kicking off this lunar cycle that of course will lead us up to that ring of fire in Aquarius, the new moon on the 17th of the month in alignment with the energy of the star. But this particular full moon came in with the energy of death, very effectively lighting up what needs to go, what needs to be released, what can't be compromised with. I think of the death card, and lately what I've really been cluing into is how you got the Hierophant there trying to bargain with death, and death's not having any of it. Death says, no, we got to march on to the dawn, and there's only one way to do that. You got to go through the valley of the shadow. So a little bit of this energy coming through, but this particular Sabian symbol associated with Leo 13 degrees is an old sea captain rockin'. And it's just that. It's the imagery of an old weather sea cabin sitting on his porch in his rocking chair, reflecting back on his adventures, reflecting back on his life in a deep state of assimilation of all past experiences and just really understanding their value, the deeper current of their meaning, and going through somewhat of a retrospective, like looking back over old photo albums, looking back at old videos, looking back at old texts, looking back to the days of the youth and how different life is now. Life review, this kind of energy coming through. But in this contemplation, there's a gift that comes through. We find something that really adds value to the future. And what is that? Anecdotal wisdom, man. There's nothing like it. And the more you have anecdotes to share, the more you've lived a life well. And if you don't have a lot of anecdotes to share, it's time to go out and have some experiences. Really immerse yourself in the experience of life so you can gain that value for your future. Because if you're not getting out there, having an adventure, having an experience, opening yourself up to something new, you're missing out on a lot right now. And I get it. It's intense energy out in the world today. We're not going to ignore it here. You know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot being revealed at this time. We do have a download I brought in a year ago that is way activated right now. It's something that has been activating at different points. It's sort of been a revealing layer by layer, but now it's really coming to the forefront. And that download is what's been hidden under the moon comes to light in the quest for shadow gold. And I think of that shadow gold, and in relation to the files just getting opened up and everything that's coming to light about the dealings, and not just any dealings, also all the big business dealings, and seeing how there's such a connection to cryptocurrency there too. I thought that was very interesting in light of that download. The download that I brought in, and it has the woman walking on the ocean, and it says waiting in the deep end, I believe. I'll put the card at the end of this video, okay, so you can check it out, because that is in full effect right now. So, you know, we're going to have a lot that's coming to the surface, and we shouldn't look away from it. I mean, it's ugly, it's disturbing, but we can't look away from it. We do have to face it. And in a way, you could say all of us are staring down a proverbial devil, you know, staring down the personification of evil. And it is really a moment where you have to ask yourself, you know, where you're aligned. And when it is really important to take a stand, when it is really important to not accept anything less than the truth, and to understand that evil can't be compromised with, you know, at the end of the day. So there's a lot of heavy energy out there, right? And this is Pluto in Aquarius. This is part of it. Exposure of this kind of stuff is part of it. You have to see where the corruption is. You have to see where the poison has affected the roots. And that's what helps you alchemize it. You have to understand the nature of what is ailing before you can ever arrive at any kind of cure. And it's something that's going to take time. It's going to take time to roll out. It's going to take time for all of us to assimilate these experiences as we're watching what's going on the world stage. It's pretty heavy duty stuff, man. And it is getting very real out here. But if anything, this energy really encourages us to go with that flow of total exposure, not being in this place where we have to be so concealed. But now is the time when we really should be bringing our voices forward. Now is the time when we should let go of that which has covered us or cloaked our energy or had us maybe, you know, retreating back into the shadows. Because it's only when we release that sort of smokescreen or that concealment that we understand what's been covered up there, what we've been preventing from coming forward within ourselves, what we've been preventing ourselves from sharing, and how that's affected the way we're able to connect with others, how it affects the way our life rolls out, and even how we're able to move through the experiences that are rolling out on a greater collective level. The stuff that's happening all over the world right now, all over the world, people are waking up and people are pissed off, man. And that is the energy, and it is a big energy out there. But if we can tap into the aspect of it that, yeah, man, people aren't willing to go back to sleep. People are really ready to stand by truth, And I think that's something that should be nurtured. That is a very kind of sacred rebellion there. So part of that too is you really being in your truth and, you know, taking a stand in your own life, in your own way, in your own personal experiences you're having, but certainly, you know, not allowing yourself to kind of be pulled back into the shadow. And in fact, the means of expansion for the Sabian symbol that came in with that 13 degrees Leo full moon is Capricorn 17 degrees. And isn't that interesting? Because that is the hope of the star on the other side. And if anybody can get us there, Capricorn can get us there. You know, the sea goat will find a way. And this particular Sabian symbol is very interesting. This means for expansion is a girl surreptitiously bathing in the nude, you know? And it's all about freeing yourself from unhealthy prohibitions. So how are you prohibiting yourself? How are you holding yourself back because of ideals other people have that maybe aren't your own? It's just stuff that's been expected of you, but you're like, that's not who I am. That's not what I'm about. I'm not going to fall in line with that. You know, where have you been feeling a little too micromanaged, hemmed in, controlled, you know? This is about really shaking all of that off. And so again, we're entering this period of like abandon, and more feral, more exploratory, more wild, really wanting to tap back into what does it really mean to be free. And part of that does require that not only do we free our minds and let go of all that BS, but also that we can just free ourselves from the imposition of how other people may react to however we show up, or, you know, any kind of shoulds that are being placed on us that we're taking to heart, that's really causing us to not really have an anecdotal life. And I do think this is something that's going to become more important for us over the next 72 hours. And I actually think it would be very wise at this point to maybe maybe jot down a few of your personal anecdotes that you have as a result of experiences in your life that left a mark or taught you a lesson, and maybe in a funny way, maybe in a really absurd way. Maybe you never expected to get the lesson out of that experience, certainly not at the time that you were going through it, but there's something there, man. There's something there. It can be interesting to think of the stories you have to share. And I do feel like more and more as time moves on and as we start to get real again, I think there's going to be a lot of things that are going to return. And one of the things I think is really going to return is the way that those before us used to share wisdom. You know, they would share their anecdotes around the fire, and they'd be all connected with the land and connected with each other in community, and stay up late into the night and tell stories and pass on secret things that are tucked away in fairy tales, you know, things like this. And I do feel like that's something we are reclaiming. I think there's going to be more of that. I think people are hungry for true community, what that really looks like, what that really feels like, to have a place of belonging, but a place of belonging where it's not just hype, man. It's not just for like the look of it. It's not just for it to trend on social media. It's because really, come as you are. You're welcome. Okay, let's experience together. Let's experience together, and let's dream a new dream here. And I think there's going to be more people kind of coming together like that. I think it is the wave of the future. I think it starts very grassroots. I think it starts in neighborhoods, and it goes from there. There's going to be a lot shifting. And yeah, there's the heavy side of it, man. We know that. There's the holy grail. There's the great grime and the oil. When you feel like you're just under that machine and it's rolling right over you, but there is the loftier view too, and we are going to get that. We are. And it is happening because, I mean, did you ever expect people to really start to be willing to look at what's really going down here? And people want to know the truth. And that's good in and of itself. That is something to celebrate. The people don't want to be unconscious. They want to know the truth, you know? So good. And the more people that get to go out there and find that truth and come to their own understanding of it, you know, the better off we are, because it's important for us to be engaged with life, especially with what's rolling out right now, okay? Because right now it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot coming in. We're kind of pausing here. It's like, wait a minute. I think I want to really consider what I'm hoping for my future here, because right now maybe I'm having a hard time even seeing what could come into port with what's rolling out here. I think this is sort of a moment of suspended animation. All of this was turned upside down. Oh, so what's there? It's this nostalgia. This is really how the Six of Cups has been coming out for me recently. This is that point of reflection of that old sea captain rocking in his chair, looking back over your experiences, looking back during your days of youth, reflecting on simpler times, wanting to recapture a little bit of that. And you may not be able to change the whole world right now, you know. Could it be possible? It could, if everybody could get on board at once, but you know, it's not always like that. And we can change our sphere, our own sphere of it, our own reality tunnel here. And if you want to get back to more simple times, you can. It's just about unplugging from certain things that have taken up too much free rent in your consciousness and tapping back into those more simple pleasures, simple connections, doing things the old-fashioned way, you know, meeting somebody face to face, connecting, going for a walk together in the park. You might be more drawn to these kinds of experiences. Also, be more neighborly, you know, helping out the people that live in your neighborhood, looking out for each other. I see this kind of action picking up too. People being more aware of each other, checking in on each other. How you doing? You holding up okay? I think it's important. It's important for people to see right now, with all the ugliness that's being revealed about humanity in general and who's running this world. I think it's a good time to really fuel that there is reason to hope, because we do have, you know, decent people in the world too. There are people out there that have not lost their way. There's people out there who do know what it means to do the right thing. Okay, so, you know, nurturing connections through goodwill, you know, extending kindness to one another, looking out for one another. Okay, it is the way we turn things around. It starts very small, and those small efforts, they don't seem like much, but they seed something for our future. Okay, so this is the energy we're moving through. We're moving through right now, and I just wanted to get kind of a read for us for the next 72 hours, but already we've got some details about how this energy can be worked with, how it is expressed. I don't know. When was the last time you skinny dipped? Unless you're in a warm locale. I don't advise that right now. It's freezing out here, but you know, if you've ever been skinny dipping, yeah, that's the frequency. There's other things that can give you that same kind of feeling though, you know? There's such freedom in that, right? Have you ever done that? I have. It's great fun. Under the light of the moon, you just like take off all your clothes and you jump in that water, and it's cold and it's dark and anything can happen, you know? But it's also, yeah, it's just so uninhibited. And I think there's a bit of that we're really needing to reclaim here, because we are kind of moving into wild territory, you know? We're heading into the dark wood. You got to be able to pick up things with your senses and move a different way with how everything's going to be rolling out here in the future. Like, we're heading into territory where we don't know what the heck is going to happen. You know, we really don't. We don't know what's going to happen. And you can tap into the fear side of that, right? But you can also use it as an opportunity to abandon yourself more to the moment. If you don't know what's going to happen, then isn't it even more reason to just really just be in the moment and just enjoy what is here, what's still been preserved, you know? I mean, that's worth fighting for. That is worth fighting for. Let me tell you, that's worth fighting for, okay? Yes. Really just like letting yourself connect with those things that really do have meaning. Sometimes, you know, people spend too much time plugged in. They do need to step away from that. Yeah, they need to step away from that and get a clearer view, to get recalibrated, absolutely, with the temperance energy here, to alchemize all that energy of everything that's coming at you all the time, all the headlines, all the gossip, all the negative vibes, all the suffering in the world, all the warring in the world, all the intensity of everything that is assaulting our force field, you know, 24/7 anymore. It's good to unplug from it, you know, get your feet on the earth, get your bare feet on the earth, go and take a skinny dip. It balances you out. It does. It balances you out. I think this is really important for all of us. Maybe remember, you know, what were some of those simple pleasures you had when you were younger? Before all this like social media stuff, all this virtual reality kind of took over our field of experience. Do you remember what it was like to just kind of like go running through a field, to just plop yourself down there and just stare up at the sky? Do you remember what that felt like? I remember what that felt like. I still do stuff like that. And that's so important for the soul, just to get recalibrated here, because there is a lot coming at us. Energetically, it can make you feel overloaded. And so we got a lot of expansion happening right now. And with that expansion, there's also combative energy coming in. It's natural. Anytime you start to move in a greater expansion, you build the light, there's the opposing force that comes in, you know, until things kind of get merged and the new way is formed. But there's that clashing, the opposition, and we're trying to find the way through that. And it really starts with you. It starts with you getting plugged in, connected with the way through within yourself. So you're not feeling so divided anymore. And truly, the more people that come into that space within themselves, it does shift the collective energy. It does. It makes a major difference. And it spreads. It spreads. It seeds. And that creates change. It gets carried on the wind and it pollinates, you know. It travels far and wide. And it's a big shift, you know. And how does it start? It starts one person at a time. And you think about that, all movements, if you look back, they started small. They started small and then they gathered momentum. This is the kind of time we're at right now. But we're really in this place within our lives. And we're in this place within our personal lives because of Neptune and Aries. And this is where we're really trying to figure out, well, what dream is worth me fighting for? Like personally, what do I feel called to really represent here? What do I feel called to do with the time I have here? Because this is sort of like a pressure mounting time in our history where we are thinking about, in some cases, if you're honest with yourself, your mortality, with the state of the world, you know, what are you going to do with the time you have? You know, there's uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen. And again, you can view that as a box, as a limitation, and let that understanding put you in a place of fear where it limits your field of experience. Or it can take you the opposite place and you can say, I'm ready to be all in. I'm ready to be all in. Well, what is that thing you're all in for? There's a sign of it that's coming through as you start to get yourself balanced out. You get back in your own energy. You know, you go out, you touch some grass, or you just feel the chill of the air on your skin. You know, you go outside and allow yourself to take a walk through the snow and just let that coldness make you feel very alert, very awake, and just feel the sensations and get in touch with your own energy. Sometimes that's what it takes. That's what it takes, but there is something coming through here and it is right on time. And what is it? It's a call for you to stand for something. You're really going to stand for this. You know that this is what you are meant to do. You are meant to hold this line, whatever this is. It's some kind of line in your life. Some kind of line in your life. It can even be blocking out time so you can devote yourself to this and not be distracted from it. It could be to stand by a particular person that other people have opposition to, but you're like, no, I need to stand by this person. It could be even standing by a group of people. Judgment here, okay? This is rising up out of the rut. This is hearing the call and saying, okay, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm not going to hesitate. Could this be happening in your personal life? Absolutely. There could be a call coming in. You know that you have to stand up to something. You have to face something squarely. You know, the call comes in. You rise to the challenge. Why? Because it's better to rise to the challenge and move through any sense of fear or anything that may come attached to it than it is to find comfort in an early grave. You're not going to allow yourself to be cheated out of time and out of experience any longer. You're not going to allow yourself to fritter the time you have away anymore. You're going to dream up new things here. Okay, the road is opening. There is new vision hatching here for all of us, each one of us, okay? And so you are going to start to get a new view. I feel like there's something that's been wasting your time. There's something that's been distracting you. And there's some call that's coming in that's going to really get you to recognize that you've been sort of like defending something too long, when it would be better for you to just get to higher ground already and start to really block off time, space, energy to really pour yourself into what you know is the right thing for you to do at this time, or what's calling you, or who you want to stand by, or what you need to say, okay? Because it's Neptune and Aries. This is when you can take a dream out of the void, and you have the wherewithal, you have the focus, you have the drive, you have the heart fire, the innovativeness, the willingness to lead the charge, to actually pull it off. You really can pull it off. Can it bring opposition? Yes. Can it bring hot tempers? Yes. But see, that's why you need to temper your energy. You need to keep it balanced out. You need to stay grounded. You need to keep the waters clear. Let them not get murky. Don't get over emotional. Keep it balanced with the intellect, with reason, with wisdom too. This is important, okay? You're going to be moving away from something that does not serve you. This will be evident by the time you get to that stargate. Now, this could be a person, a place, a thing. This could be a belief you had, or a way you've seen yourself, or a way you've covered who you truly are, that now you're like, F it, man. I'm going to just let you see who I am. This is me, you know? Take it or leave it. But whatever this is, you're not moving forward the way you have before. And you're going to move forward very rapidly. Very rapidly. So within the next 8 hours, you might start to feel this shift come in from whenever you receive this message. I absolutely think that by the time we arrive at the 17th, that breaks down to 8. It's going to be go time. You're going to have heard what you need to hear. You get the answers you need. You get the call that comes in. There's something that is set in motion here. It plays out over time, though. This is an energy that builds momentum. Okay, an energy that builds momentum. All I know is you feel fired up about it, though, but you are wise enough to, you know, stay within your center. You're not going to be reckless here. No, you're not going to be reckless, and it's also just the beginning, all right? Just the beginning of the first step off the cliff of the Fool. All right, that is a beautiful energy we're heading up to in this lunar cycle. But you see, you got to immerse yourself in the experience. The Fool can't be like 1 foot off the cliff, 1 foot on the cliff. It doesn't work like that. You know, you got to be all in. That's this experience. You got to be all in. And that does require really understanding, hey man, I'm a beginner. I'm a total noob. I'm opening up a brand new cycle here. I don't know what I'm going to face here, but all I know is I've been defending something for too long that's actually wasting my time. I don't even want to defend this. I don't want to represent this. I don't want to show up like this. I don't want to make a home in this rut. It's become like a grave. I'm hearing the call. I'm ready to rise. I'm ready for rejuvenation in my life. I know I got to maybe lead the pack here. I got to head out first. They may think I'm a weirdo, I'm a wanderer. I need to be the first out the gate here. That's okay. I'm on my way. Maybe they'll catch up with you by the time you arrive at that ring of fire. Maybe they won't, you know. But your truth is your truth. And you're going to have the answers you need to be able to move forward very swiftly. You see, this is reason, wisdom, acumen, decisiveness, merged with passion, drive, purpose. All right? Really good blending of energy here, you know? Really good blending of energy there. It's like the air feeding the fire. Just the right measure to get the journey of a new adventure to open up here. Brand new learning cycle. You are the beginner. You don't get to know how it goes. That's part of the leap of the Fool. You just got to be open to the experience. So there's something coming your way here that's going to give you an opportunity to open yourself to a new experience. I'm going to get some more details. And I do feel called to get an archangel card or two out for us, because I think we could use some angels on the outfield. Why not? We did have Temperance show up. So yeah, look at this. 9 of Pentacles. So it's the true gold. The true gold. What is wealth to you? What gives you that sense of richness, that depth of meaning in your life? This is being sustained. This is being sustained on all levels. This is a new growth cycle. If you invest in this opportunity coming your way, you're going to have a clue about this. It's going to start to show up on the scene the next 72 hours here. If you invest in this, it will grow. It will ripen on the vine. It will produce a harvest. Not just in your material reality, not just materially, not just financially, but it provides a richness in what the work that you do on this path and the way you walk this path, the way that it gives value to your future through the anecdotes you claim along the way to share, the stories you have to tell. There's something here that it is the true gold. The true gold of life is about those experiences and the wisdom gained and a life well lived and the stories to tell to prove it, okay? So this is really coming through. It's beautiful energy. It's a great expression of the energy and the growth that comes with it. And this could be connected to an old dream that you're dusting off from long ago. This can be connected to a very special someone, okay? It's also the beauty of just the simple things too. Getting away from this climate and its focus. It's so much on greed and acquisition and who has the most stuff. And, you know, this is really reclaiming a true value in life as well. I can hear Ted wants to come in just a moment here. Come on in, Ted. Okay, baby. That's a good boy. He's such a good boy. And Ted. So yeah. Let it in. Let it in. Because there's something that's going to remind you of simple times. There might even be some nostalgia coming through, and it's coming through to really highlight that to you, what has true value to you, all right? But there's some beautiful opportunity coming in here. And the only thing that I can see could be lost here would be time, okay? But I don't know. Maybe you're set adrift on memory's bliss. Maybe something just sends you. And then the next thing you know, I'm like, whoa, there's been like 3-4 hours passed by and I was just like drifting off in a memory. Yeah, it could come through like that too. I feel that. There's something that comes through in those experiences maybe too, where you wander off into the alfalfa, like what you see there, what you retrieve there. It has value. There's nothing wrong with daydreaming. Let me do a cut the deck. Emperor energy, that's big Aries energy on the scene, the Neptune and Aries energy. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Ooh. And together that makes 13 and it breaks down again to 4. You see, this is bringing closure to the energy at the South Node. And it's really lighting up what was learned from the past and the path, that stretch of road before. And now there's a new light of understanding. And it is when we're really opening up to that weird ass mystical shit, man. It's stepping into that energy of the bardic path. And it leads to empowerment here. Absolutely. It leads to empowerment here. But there's something that needs to be released. There's been a lot coming through about taking the lead. In some cases, there's people who are meant to take the lead in some way, and they're used to being the one that just kind of follows. And then now that part of you is being awakened, you know? Maybe you saw yourself as more of a loner, right? But there might be something that's really lighting you up where you feel like, no, I kind of want to take this under my charge. I feel really passionate about this. And you start your own movement, you know, you break out on your own with just this sense of purpose you have around wanting to gather community together, wanting to gather people together in some way, wanting to bring something together that actually, you know, gives back to people too. And, you know, you're spearheading this. So I can see this energy coming through too. There could be somebody too that is very supportive of your efforts, maybe in a position of power in relation to that as well. Let me get out some of this Gilded Tarot, just do a round of this and just get some more details coming in. And then, you know, I got to get like an Arcane BS card too. This card wanted to stay behind. It's supposed to have a look at that. Oh. Well, yeah, we're kind of going through this right now. I mean, if you think about it, isn't this what's happening right now? Isn't Babylon falling right now? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's all coming up and out. It is a tower moment. And even though it's a tower moment, it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much that's still underground. There's so much that's hidden. There's so much concealed. And we know that. We know that. No, we know that. And, you know, anything that's going on that macrocosmic level, you feel reverberations of it in your own life. We're all plugged into that energy. So a lot of you are dealing with situations like that too, where it's like you're not just bobbing on the surface of your life anymore. You're very tuned into the energy that's working on a deeper level. And you're picking it up. You know, some of you are very sensitive. You pick that up, and there can be times where you kind of project it onto other people, and it's more that you're just feeling the collective energy as a whole, right? And so I think that that's why it's really important for people to kind of unplug at times and get reconnected with the earth and get reconnected with those simple things. It can be helpful because there's a lot out there that can grab your consciousness in a way that can get you a little too suspicious. If you think about it, you know, that's sort of what's happening with AI, because so much is out there that you don't know if something is AI or is that real. I mean, the lines are starting to be blurred in some regards, and I think it's so there can be a little bit of that destabilization. So you're never really certain if something is true or not, if it's real or not. But if you think about that, there's only one way to get through a landscape like that, and you have to plug more in. Ooh, interesting. This came out as a crossing influence, so we'll have to look at that. Maybe that's the bridge we need to cross. You have to be able to lean more into your instincts, those primal instincts, just what you sense, your intuition. It's very important to tap into that right now, because we are picking up a lot of energy, but that'll tell you, you know, if something's real or not. And there's some of these questions we may be really asking ourselves, is that real? Is that not? You know, there's a lot of these energies coming through. It's very dynamic time. It does require a lot of reflection. There's a lot we're assimilating here, and there's more coming by the nanosecond. So it is a lot. We're kind of like downloading right now, for sure. But we have the ability, you know, to not get too wrapped up in that, and to remember when it's time to just, you know, have a little revelry, throw caution to the wind and say, well, you know, F all, man. Because if, you know, it's going to hell in a handbasket, well, I'm going to enjoy the beauty of this earth that's been gifted to us while I still have a chance. And then if you think about it, that's how you really enter that state of timelessness. The more you can kind of get your mind geared that way, where you're just really looking at how can I derive pleasure, just pleasure out of what's around me right now, you know? Not thinking too much into the future. It does cultivate presence, and there is value in that. But old Scratch would have us believe otherwise. You know, it really is about facing down those fears. And also looking at those subconscious aspects of ourselves that gets us caught up in meaningless things, has us investing our energy in things that only make us feel more chained to what we're wanting to escape here. This is refusing to be ignorant. It's really demanding self-knowledge to understand, like, what is activated in me? How am I feeling about things? You know, what is my position? What am I invested in? What's meaningful to me? It's like really flipping up all of these like societal ideals and what success means and what richness is and what has value. I think people are going to start to value their time a lot more. You know, I think there's going to be a real shift in that, valuing time more. And it's going to really be evident the ways that we put ourselves in positions where we don't have the kind of freedom that really allows us to drink in fully the time we have while we're here. We only get so long on this earth. I think people are going to start really redressing that balance a lot, investing in different things. Okay, any more details want to come out here for the collective? And I'm going to get an arcane BS round just to see any other things that need to come in to fill in the gaps. And I'll go ahead and get us a round of the archangel cards too, because I think we could use some angels. Some angels on the outfield. I mean, I do see there's something to celebrate that is coming in here. There is. It's a real interesting energy because there's real heavy stuff, man, but there's also things coming in that give rise for celebration. There's also something that's healing here on the other side of grief. You're finally releasing some grief. You're finally letting it go. And you've spent a lot of time in reflection and assimilating this experience, this disappointment, you know. You were navigating a loss. It was heavy for you. You needed to process some emotions around it. But now there's like some beautiful alignment coming in here for you. And it'll be there as soon as you're ready to turn around. You know, each person takes their own time with that. Respect how long you need to reflect on something to really assimilate it. Don't try to rush your healing process, but I do feel like there's help coming in here to get you to move beyond that. Yeah, you're in this initiatory process right now, but the sun will come shining through after that eclipse energy of that ring of fire on the 17th. Yeah, it's an awakening moment for sure. Big awakening moment coming in here. It is an initiation. It is an initiation. Perhaps we should pick 3 gateways of initiation. You all can pick your own gateway to see kind of where things are heading for you. We haven't done that in a while. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do one more round here and then I cut the deck. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Didn't want to come out. Okay. Yeah, it's the initiation of the energy for sure. Something's coming in to light your fire. Yep. Something's coming in to light your fire. It's an opportunity. It's going to take work. It's going to take effort. It's going to take investment. At times, there will be some heavy lifting with this, okay? But it does get you out of this space where you feel like your road is closed. You don't have any options. You're kind of stuck in this place of not knowing. I mean, I think you've been here. I think you've been in the dark for a while. I think the road has been pretty rough. You've had a heavy load. You've been in the dark about a lot of things. You've been just very dutiful, one foot in front of the other, doing what you got to do to make ends meet, but really feeling like, what's the point? I don't know how this is all going to pan out. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how I'm going to get myself out of this jam. Are things ever going to get better? You know, meanwhile, feeling really depleted, you know, needing to really get the waters filled, you know, feeling depleted, drained, you know, just needing something to come in, a little bit of that nurturing energy to come in. There's some opportunity coming in with that Stargate that arrives on the 17th. It's going to really have you devoted to your craft. It's something that you can focus on, pour your energy into, and you're really going to be invested in this. It's a different kind of work. Some of you may be getting a brand new work opportunity. Okay. This may be transforming the way you work or the balance between your personal life, your working life. This is something that you do still have to invest energy in. You know, there's work involved in this, but it is your way through. And I feel like it does bring some kind of celebration here. Maybe the very thing that you look back at as what puts you in that Emperor energy as well. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's Master Maker energy too. So if you invest in this, there will be growth. But I do see, like, in order for you to step into this, there's something you need to shed here. And it could be like this story you tell yourself about, I don't have any options. Maybe you've been telling yourself that for a while. I don't have any options. Well, here comes an option. And it's very viable. And we know it grows because you did have the 9 of Pentacles too. So the 8 goes to the 9. There will be work involved. There is work involved. But see, it's more like something that you feel really invested in. You enjoy this. It gives back to you everything you put into it. It will bring some kind of celebration for you. So this is a really good opportunity, whatever this is. So this is a nice... nice focus. It does pour into you. I think by the summertime, you really see the way this has transformed your life. Okay, so there's a gift coming in here for you. And it is your Wheel of Fortune. It brings some kind of transformation in your life. So this is very beautiful energy. A new journey is opening up here. You're getting an Ace of Cups and an Ace of Pentacles. So a new emotional beginning, a new financial beginning. Both will take work. But it's work that you feel like you can throw yourself into. You're like, okay, for this, I can defend this because I've gained a certain higher ground where I see the value investing in this. So emotional opportunities. This can be to heal a connection. This can be to restore a connection with somebody. Okay. It's also pouring back into yourself again. There's something to celebrate here. It is really beautiful energy. There's news. There's news coming in around this. Came in at 4733. Absolutely. Moves you out of the crossroads. This communication that comes in. This is somebody that, you know, is bringing an opportunity for you to bring your energies together. Maybe in a way you haven't before. Okay? We've had some of these messages coming through for a while, so... that's all good. I like that. Let's go ahead and... how do I want to do this? Let's go ahead and get the 3 gateways of initiation. I'm just going to read the top card and the bottom card of each gateway. Okay, so just let me shuffle these a few times here. And this will be the Stargate, okay? I know I already did a read on that. Let's do a little adjunct read to it just to add on to that original one we did, because there's a lot that shifted. There's a lot that shifted. So let's just see. And perhaps, let's look at it this way. Let's look at it instead as a reality tunnel that gives you a clue about your Stargate. Let's do that. I like that better. For the next 72 hours, okay? This will be your reality tunnel. It will give you a clue about what's in store for you. By the time you arrive at that Stargate, just sort of like a little wink from the void about what's possible and maybe where you should put your focus and what you can anticipate here. Okay, that feels good. All right, so this first cut here is going to be, something wants to kind of come attached with that. It's kind of, this one's kind of connected to pile 2, and pile 3, but it's coming with pile 2. Could be pile 2 brings pile 3 this their way. All right, and this is pile 2, the middle one here, and then pile 1. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a minute to select. Are you going to pick reality tunnel 1, reality tunnel 2, or reality tunnel 3 for the next 72 hours? Don't get too in your head around it. Just go with your initial gut instinct. Okay. Reality tunnel 1 over the next 72 hours. Ooh, you're making a break for it, shitty acoustic guitar guy. You're ready to rock in the free world. I think you're freeing yourself from something. You got free of old scratch there, whatever that devil was that was chaining you to something you didn't want to be chained to any longer. You're making a break for it. Some of you are coming into contact with this guy, somebody who just got free. They're mirroring the freedom within you. Maybe you're about to head out on the highway for an adventure. Look at the unit on that guy. I like this. It's a spirited energy. Some of you may be going out and just like enjoying some music. You haven't done that in a long time. Or when was the last time you picked up your guitar and, you know, just had some time to just see what came out of it without any sort of plan or any sort of borders around it, just allowing yourself to connect with your musicality again. Maybe write a song on the fly, okay? This kind of energy. But I do see you're making some executive decision here. You're cutting off what has kept you chained for too long, something that's been an oppressive force for you. It did make me think of the devil card. It's the same shackles that are in the devil card. So you could have broken free from someone specifically. Some of you got rid of a corporate job, or you're about to, and you're about to do something that's been more your passion for a long time, really throwing caution to the wind. Some of you are going on tour, or you're hitting the road, or you're embracing like van life, doing something a little bit different here. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, and you're all in. You're really out of your comfort zone. You are out of your element, and you are taking a flying leap. Looks like you might be going skinny dipping, okay? So you're going to have this kind of experience. You are, you're skinny dipping. So I like this. You're moving into that energy of really freeing yourself from unhealthy prohibitions. You don't want to be held back anymore. I do see you got to leap into something, and you are going to leap all into it. You're taking like some kind of action here to set you free from something that's been really holding you back. And I think you feel really good about it, and you're all in. You're not resisting it anymore. So you're going through something here that's definitely going to bring on a transformation within the next 72 hours. Okay, and if you chose Reality Tunnel 2, well, it looks like you got a new beginning to celebrate here too. It looks like you've effectively grasped those 8 house matters by the tail. There's something you've effectively cleansed away here. It's brand new beginnings for you. It is your new year. Got a little bit delayed, got a little bit off to a groggy start, but I do feel like some judgment is coming through. You've successfully grasped that Plutonian territory by the tail. Pluto-Mars, actually, when we're looking at Scorpio. So maybe you are plucking a dream out of the void, and you're getting a call that's coming through. It's letting you know those tricky aspects, blocks, energies that were holding you back in the past. They've been overcome, and it looks like some kind of party, some kind of celebrations in store for you. So that's really good. You might be doing a little spiritual cleansing too. You may have been doing something recently to kind of like clear out your energy. Whatever you did, it's been effective here. Ooh, I like it. Okay, somebody else has been doing the same thing here. So it looks like you're in a position where you're putting your fears behind you, and somebody else is too. Look at this. Wonder Twin powers activate. You're about to have somebody join you on your path, and you're both at the beginning. How beautiful is that? All right, so you're putting fear behind you over the next 72 hours. Something has definitely been shed, and now you're just at the beginning. You're like a babe entering the woods, but I like it. You got somebody who's journeying into those woods with you, and you're going to find your way together. So this is very interesting. I'll be so curious. 54 on the clock. You both just got washed up ashore like Merlin there, like the great bard Taliesin. So you got a traveling companion here. And the fears are falling behind you. I like it. This is also like so much has been shed. So many layers of stuff that was put on you. It was not yours at all. This is really stepping into your true identity. It's also the beginning of allowing people to really see you for who you are. So really dig that for you. It's cool energy, man. Okay, let's see if you are pile 3. What do you got going on? I mean, you got to transform here. Something's going to make it evident to you that it's time for you to really let something go. Let something go, because you're going to feel the weight of it, like how it's really pulling you down, how it's holding you back. So I do feel like you're finally going to let something go. And what you're releasing is what's kept you in the shadow. Now, this could be something that's kept you concealed, kept you from sharing a part of yourself, or has kept you in a space where it's been really difficult for you to see the light in your life. I got for some of you, this could be you've been battling depression. You've been feeling like the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's been really heavy. And there's something coming in here where you're finally ready to like even let that go. Like you're ready to just transform. There's an experience coming in here where I feel like you finally let the old cycle come to an end. You release it. You're not ruminating over something anymore. And there's a fire test of truth coming through here. It brings about transformation in your life, and a new chapter is about to open for you. As a result, I don't know why I got this, but you might be coming across a book. There might be something you're finding in a book of significance, or you might be gifted a book, or you're at a bookstore, you open a book, and there's a really powerful message there, and it will sort of like verify this message for you. There's something about a book here, okay? But I do feel like a brand new chapter is opening for you here. What do we got here? Ooh. So, security. Feeling secure in unfamiliar surroundings. Like there's something that's very different that you're heading into here. And it's nothing you're used to. Okay? So, this could be something that is giving you a sense of security in a very non-traditional way. This could even be some kind of work that you're doing that it's actually helping you out. And if you have been feeling depressed, it might be kind of like cheering you up. Maybe your job was really depressing you. I don't know why I got that coming through. It was 58 on the clock with that. Yeah, some of you may have dealt with some kind of setback in relation to your work. Your security was rocked in some way. Could have even been because of an ending that occurred in your life. Somebody walking out of your life, you took it really hard. But there's something here where you're the first to spy the worm there. Forget the early bird. You're the early squirrel here, There's like a sense of resourcefulness here. Maybe you thought like something had passed you by, that there was no way that you would be able to open up a particular chapter you've wanted to open in your life for a long time. This could be for a myriad of reasons. I am picking up something about the passage of time, though. This could be like, oh, I should have done that years ago, or it's been too long since I made the effort, or, you can't do that when you're my age, something like this, the passage of time. And actually, you get to write the book of your life. You get to write the story of you and how your tale unfolded here, okay? You get to write it. So there's something here about looking at things in a brand new way. It may require you to sort of feel a little bit insecure as you head into this territory, but I do feel like you get something that gives you a sense of stability and security there, okay? You're like you're like the early bird who gets the worm, only you're the squirrel. So there's, you know, squirrels are very resourceful, and they know how to really store up what they need for the future. So there could be something that's making something that you thought had passed you by possible, okay? It's giving you just enough sustenance to give you security and kind of continuing to head in this direction. It's giving you something for your future. And you're going to use this wisely, right? That's what I got. That's coming in here. Ooh, that was kind of interesting. I liked that. I haven't done that before. I'll just kind of like really going free form tonight with you all. We're going to get some archangel cards here because I just want to get a little guidance for us from the ethereal realms to help us navigate this territory. Maybe shed a little hope on matters for us, or give us a different way of looking at things, or give us a little pep talk, you know, for those of us who are feeling challenged by the energies that are rolling out right now. I like these reality tunnels. I mean, that looks good. Looks good. I see people getting free. I see people looking at things in a new way. Finding a new sense of security that's defined by other things. Maybe defined by what's within instead of the outer, you know, presentation, which is always where it's at. Okay, archangels, what guidance do you have for everybody here? All right, let's check it out. Basis of the matter. Ooh, look at that. There's that fateful meeting with another. The journey begins here. Something magical's brewing. We got two of Michael. It is the ether air energy, the swords energy. Yeah, it's really time to make a decision. You know, sometimes you just got to go with your gut instinct. That's what Michael's trying to tell you. You gotta make a choice. You gotta make a choice. You can only reflect for so long, right? Remember, the means for expansion. Yes, certainly. It is the old sea captain rocking in his chair, revisiting his glory days and his past adventures, and really drinking in that wealth of experience and reflecting and integrating all of that. But, you know, it only has value if you got something anecdotal to share. And anecdotes are meant to be shared. So there's something you bring forward there. And also the means for expansion is Capricorn 17 degrees, which is all about really immersion in the experience. You got to be all in here. So a lot of times that's how we keep ourselves from being all in our own lives, is we don't make a decision. We stay in this sort of halfway point, and so we kind of live our life half-assed. And that's not an anecdotal life, all right? So just make up your mind. Just make a choice. You can change your mind down the road, but for right now, make a choice, you know? What are you going to stand for here? What do you really want to represent? What is that thing for you right now that gives you that sense of freedom from whatever is making you feel held back, okay? There's been too much over-analyzing of a problem. It's time to like let it rest. It's time to go skinny dipping, you know? And release your inhibitions a little bit. It's important. You got to balance that with a little pleasure in life. And yeah, this is about finding compromise too. So where you are at odds with another, you might need to kind of like balance things out with each other, find a middle way, okay? It can't all be my way or the highway, especially when you're dealing with other people that are important to you, other people that you do want to work with. And it looks like you do, because we did have that Eight of Pentacles energy coming out. Yeah, we got Michael here again, Five of Michael. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. I mean, there is a situation here that we talked about this. This is that like Five of Swords energy. You're dealing with a situation that's wasting your time. You're focused on something that's wasting your time. It's a distraction. It doesn't serve you. Whatever this is, you know it doesn't serve you. Whether it's a position you're holding, whether it's a belief that you're not willing to, you know, get a little different of a perspective on, a stance that you refuse to budge on. This could be a relationship. This could be a job. This could be anything that you know, like, this isn't really serving me, all right? It's time to start working on releasing an attachment to a specific outcome. Instead, I always recommend, you know, just thinking of one word, maybe. Just start, just for this next 72 hours. Think of one word that really captures the essence of what you want to be experiencing. What do you want to immerse yourself in right now? Is it play? Is it adventure? Is it peace? Is it healing? Okay. And then let that also serve as a framework for you over the next 72 hours. A little bit of a window in the grid that you're looking at reality through. And ask to be shown, what will give me that feeling of healing, of peace, of adventure, you know? And just see what comes your way without needing to attach it to something specific. The more you release the outcome, the more it can come into view for you. It really is true. There's something about like the current outlook or your approach that's a little kind of, it's coming through as like Debbie Downer or too pessimistic. You know? It needs a little bit more optimism infueled in it. That's what's really working against you, okay? It's coming off as a way that you're kind of denying yourself certain pleasures, certain experiences, certain opportunities, because when you're in that space, there's not even really the receptivity to anything that could come your way. And that's not in any way like casting blame on going through hard times. And I mean, come on, we've all been through really rough times, and I know it's so easy to get in that space, but there does come that point when you have to say, okay, you know, I mean, how much longer can I kind of like feel sorry for myself or reflect on this? Like there's got to be something that makes me feel like I'm still in it, man. You know, like I'm still in it. Okay. You may be processing some really painful stuff too. I feel like you're just getting to the last little bit of it. Okay. Time just to let it go too. Sometimes it's the processing you need to let go. It's like, if you don't have the answers right now, you don't have the answers. Let go the need to have an answer, and then you'll be surprised. As soon as you go, okay, I give up. I don't know the answers. I have no idea. But I do know that I can't just stay in this space feeling, you know, rotten here. I'm going to start focusing on what does lift me up and makes me feel good, even if it's something real simple. And what you find is when you stop trying to find solutions a lot of times, or the answers, they come. They just arrive. It's always that way, man. Or you don't know how to pull something together. You don't know how to heal a connection, or you don't know how to get yourself a certain opportunity. You've been chasing it, chasing it, chasing it. You know, when you chase something like that, you put all this like, all of this energy towards it that actually repels, you know? Think about it. Like if somebody was wanting to connect with you, right? Let's just use this as an example. And you were just like calling that person nonstop. And every time they were with you, you monopolized their time and energy. And you're just too forward about like, hey, can I see you tomorrow too? It's like when you're reaching out like that, it doesn't allow things to just naturally flow, and that will make somebody feel like pulling their energy back more. And the same principle applies to anything that you desire in life. It's like there has to be like, yeah, I really want this to happen, and in the meantime, this is where I'm at right now, and this is what's in my life right now. So the more that you can be aware of what you do desire, okay, but also appreciate what's already here right now, and kind of like give things breathing room, to transform, the more it works out. Yeah, High Priestess. You know, letting go is a key aspect of manifestation. You can't reach for things too much. Let things reveal themselves to you. And sometimes that's a good way to approach life too. Show me the path. I like this. It's kind of like a real simple prayer that I've used to open up my day at times. I'll just say, show me the path that will give me the most pleasure, the most wisdom, and the most depth of experience. Show me the path that really fills me with the spirit of life. And I really set an intention to be showed what I need to see that's actually going to fill me up, that's going to light me up. Because sometimes you don't know. But if you ask to be shown and then you put yourself out there, you'll be surprised what comes through. And yes, you know, you are lit up right now. You're having powerful psychic insights coming through. And the more you create space to kind of get in touch with this aspect of you, remember, you're going to have to feel your way through to know what's true. The more the insights will come, valuable information will be revealed to you there. And there's also something coming through about allow yourself to be at peace, because there is a momentum building right now. You're very close to the moment of knowing what you need to do here. The timing's coming through right on time. One more round here, and then I'm going to do a cut of the deck. Okay. Queen of Gabriel, yeah. So it's just about time to bring that fire forward. Wake up your passionate, charming, brilliant, independent streak there. And just know, you know, you're not limited. As soon as you reclaim your fire, you can do anything you want to do right now. Go after what you really want. Remember? Focus a little bit more on what you want, less on what you need. What do you want, man? That's what's going to excite you, okay? There's also the ability to attract really helpful people to you. Some of you may be attracting somebody who already holds a lot of fire, and they're going to light that fire in you, okay? So do look to your fire sign allies. Let me do a cut of the deck and see what we got there. Oh, we got a Queen of Swords here. So now I like this because this came out before. So we got a little fuel for the fire. Okay, we got the air and the fire merging. Some kind of action happening here. So this is really tapping into your brilliance and your self-reliance and your insightfulness. And also your humorous nature. Don't forget that laughter is the best banisher here. And just be at rest, be at ease, okay? Just let go figuring things out for a moment. You'll find in that space of just kind of going out and making space to connect, just to connect with simple pleasures, to connect with what you want to do in this moment instead of stressing on stuff so much. You'll find you'll know exactly what you need to do. And there's some experience coming through here, man, that's really going to change things for you. There's the first hints of it coming through in the next 72 hours. And it's also a time where if you do have a dream, like something you want to grow for yourself career-wise and you're focused that way, you may need to prioritize that for a little while over your relationships. Some people may have an issue with that, but when they see what develops as a result of that, I feel by the time fall rolls around, they'll understand that you made the right choice. Okay, Ace of Gabriel, this is really having some power in your hands to transform your life. But remember, it does require you invest the work. This is not just going to be handed to you on a silver platter. There's a gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration coming in. And this is the chance for you to do something truly, truly amazing. And when you see what grows by the fall, you're going to be like shocked. People are going to wonder at it, man, and then they'll understand why you needed to throw yourself into this, okay? So, ooh, I like that energy. Should we get some numbers and some messages? Yes, we should. I'm already rolling the dice. Gotta roll the dice. You're absolutely moving forward here. I like this. We got lucky number 7 coming in. So luck will continue to improve. There's communication coming in. This communication is very powerful. We got life path 3, life path 4, life path 7. We got double 7s too. We got 7 this way. We got 7 this way. Okay. Yes. It's a firm yes. Okay. So you may sense, you may sense what this is. You may have been wanting this change for a while. I think that though you may kind of lean into it for a minute, I do see you saying yes. I do see it's your chariot forward. Double chariot energy, that's 14 temperance. It's coming right on time. There's a lot of synchronicity coming in over the next 72 hours that hint at what your chariot is. I really feel that. Also, 77 is coming in as a synchronicity number, manifestation number of that magic moment of alchemy, the divine timing, right on time. So pay attention when that comes through. There could be a Gemini connected to this, a Cancer, a Libra, double Libra energy coming in there. There could be a significant relationship. That could be romantic. That could be a business partnership, a friendship. It also could be somebody that you're normally at odds with, because that house of Libra is the house of open enemies. So there might be an opportunity to heal something here, possibly. Just the beginning. Just the beginning. I hear around that. We also got that Leo energy there with the 5th house. So this is an opportunity to let your hair down a bit. Lose some of those prohibitions that have been put on you. Embrace a little inhibition. I don't know. Go skinny dipping if you're in a warm locale. Or something that is like the energetic equivalent of that. Okay? Maybe let a part of yourself be seen. Maybe to another that you've never shown before. Got the house of Taurus too. So this is really understanding worth, value, wealth, beyond material acquisition, beyond just financial here. Okay. And something's definitely changing here. March, April are going to be big months, as well as the rest of this month. And it's going to go clear to May. So this change, it's just going to continue to roll out. Absolutely. I really feel, and I've been feeling, it's been coming in. October is going to be the payoff month. That's when you're really going to see your harvest. It's going to come in the fall. All right, let's go ahead and get some. Whoa, taking the whole tree with me. Taking the whole tree with me. Check it out. Maybe you're uprooting something. You're taking it from one place to a different place. You're taking the whole tree with you. Maybe somebody could be moving to a different property and they want to take the tree with them. They don't want to leave the tree behind. I've heard people doing that before. Okay. Let's see what we get here. I think you're rising up out of the mud, out of the muck. You're starting to open up. You're heading into that like blooming of the lotus. No mud, no lotus. There is something that you will never go through ever again. I see that very clearly. Never again. There is something that you are done with. I also feel like there's something that you said never, and it's making me think of Romeo Boyd. Never say never. Okay, there could be something that you're like, no way, I'll never do that, or that'll never happen, or they'll never change. Well, you might be surprised when you find there actually is a way. There is a way to move forward into ever. Do we have it? Do we have it? I heard ever after. I don't see it on the board, but that's what I heard. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it in. I got the name Sand coming in. And Sand has a tarot channel. Sand Tarot. So that might be coming through for her. It could be. It could be. And it's coming through again. That down one again. I got dude. Okay. So the dude abides, man. This energy continues to roll out here. There's going to be a lot of these experiences coming in. They're really going to start to pick up momentum. They're going to multiply. Okay. There's something going down on IG, a little bit of a macrocosmic message. Something with AI might be causing like some kind of disruption in service, some kind of glitching, something like this. I just heard well-timed, so I'm not sure what that is. Well-timed, all right? Okay. Something is going, gone. There is this impression of watching something kind of like slide out of view, but it's because you are starting to really realize like a single point of focus. I got one coming through. You may have sorted through many different options in your mind, and now you're arriving at sort of like one clear-cut choice. That's going to be what starts to come through for you. I got REM coming in. It makes me think of the band. Of course, it's rapid eye movement. It's a certain quality of sleep. So I do feel like there's a lot that is still coming through in the dream realm. So you might want to have a dream journal. You might want to jot down what comes through for you in your dreams. There's a lot of information you're downloading during your dreams. Your dreams are very vibrant right now, very, very real or very surreal, or coming in with what seems like very powerful messages, maybe even feels prophetic. Okay, you feel like you're tapping into something different. You haven't had dreams like this before. I'm also hearing that song, It's the End of the World as We Know It, and I Feel Fine. And I think that's like kind of like this overwhelming message coming through to remember to kind of like, you keep your head up, man, because there's a lot that could pull you down with stuff that's going on in the world today. But keep your head up. There's still a chance for us to save this, man. There is. There's a chance for us to save this. And to err is divine, okay? Sometimes we really got to blow it to learn how to get something right, how to fix something, all right? So be grateful for everything that's coming out. There's some real gems coming through here. I also got the name Gemma coming through. Let's see if I get some other names coming through here. I got the name Sven. Got the name Manny. And the name Olga. I got Maggie too. I got the name Nino. Nino reminds me of Nino Brown too. New Jack City, Wesley Snipes. Okay, so I don't know if there's something coming through in relation to any of that. I got the name Dina. And the name Dan. That's interesting. I got Moesha. So I don't know if there's going to be something revealed about Brandy. or anybody from the cast of Moesha from back in the day. I mean, I know there's been stuff that's been coming forward about Ray J. We do have him here. Okay. I got specifically around that show that Brandy was in, so I don't know if there's going to be some news coming out there. A lot of you are going to be making some kind of move in some way. You're moving different over these next 72 hours. It does switch something up. Some of you are kind of like playing dummy. You're trying to throw someone off your trail. You're trying to throw Dean off your trail. Some of you are in school. You're trying to throw the Dean off your trail. Okay. I don't know what you're up to, but I just saw essay here. Okay. And I don't mean essay as the kind of essay you write, but more taking care of your essays. Okay. So there could be something going on at a school, some kind of, something could be happening in relation, like some kind of protest or something I got of note. I am seeing like ER energy around that, so I don't know if there's going to be, you know, another clash, another unfortunate event. I got Georgia coming in relation to that. Anything else? That's what I got right now, okay? A little bit of a mixed bag, but all in all, this energy to me feels progressive. I mean, we got to kind of deal with the difficult stuff that we're moving through, but I believe we're going to find a way. I do. I believe we're going to find a way. There's enough of us who are in it to win it. We're going to find a way through these challenges. All right, so look out for each other. And if you see somebody struggling, you know, lift them up a little bit. Show them that there's still good people out there. I think that's so important right now. Encourage people where you can, okay? And above all else, what do we say around here? Godspeed and never surrender. Not when it comes to wasting the dawn. All right, take care.